roles of Marcus Holland?
John, you said you were looking forward to seeing how your size matched up with you. How did you think it did match up?
I mean, we competed. I mean, we knew that people were making a big deal about their size, but we knew that coming into the game, we have to go against size every day in practice, so it wasn't going to be as different for us than it would be another team. But yeah, I mean, we competed, and I felt like our size and their size kind of equaled each other out. Yeah, I mean, we knew coming into the game, especially being on the road. I mean, they're the number one team for a reason. They're going to make a run. They're not just going to stay down after the first blow. So we were expecting them to make a run, and we knew coming into the game that we were going to have to bounce back. And we have some mature guys, older guys that have been in games like this, and we tried to come back, and they did a good job not letting us.
Why do you think you guys dominated, especially in the first half?
It's something that we emphasize in practice every day. I mean, it's just something that it's part of our culture, crashing the boards and trying to out-rebound every team we play. Yeah, definitely. I was just not smart on my part, and apologize for my teammates for that.
John, what happened on the play coming out of the timeout where Connor tried to slip it to you down low, and I guess they had someone in the passing lane, or I mean,
yeah, I mean, it was just good defense on their part. Guy got around. I didn't do a good job stealing. I fell down, and they got the steal.
Marcus, what do you think you guys proved anything tonight?
Did you say improve or prove? I mean, I don't. We just proved that we're gonna come out and compete against anybody, and we're gonna be a tough team. We're never gonna give up. We fought it to the end. So I think we proved that we want to continue to grow, and we're gonna fight it out until the buzzer sounds.
Was it hard to have much offensive rhythm given the way the game was called?
I mean, yeah, you kind of gotta adjust, and they were calling fouls on both ends, so we started trying to pound it inside like they were. So I mean, there's no blame on the refs and the way the game was called. It was just, we had to adjust.
how will you guys feel coming out of this?
We feel like it was good for us, just knowing that we have to grow and we have to come out stronger in the second half at other people's home court. Like I said, we proved that we're tough. Now we just have to prove that we're smart also. Just take care of the ball more, and we'll grow from here. I mean, it's a long season, so we know it's not over. We got a long way to go.
Any questions from student athletes? Thank you very much.
We'll have Coach Barnes here for you shortly. Our locker room will be closed, but if you want to get more individual players, you can make those requests with Scott McConnell, and they'll conduct them in the hall outside of the locker room.
Thank you. Tonight's final, Kentucky 63, Texas 51. Kentucky now 8-0 on the season. Texas is 7-1. Kentucky defeated an undefeated team for the second consecutive game after knocking off Providence on Sunday. Wildcats have now won 26 of the last 26 games as the Associated Press top-ranked team. UK's 186-27 all-time when ranked number 1. Coach John Calipari has had 3 different teams have a number 1 ranking. He has a 70-9 record as the top-ranked coach, including 29-4 at UK. Kentucky returns to action Sunday at home against Eastern Kentucky. Game time 6 o'clock, and it will be televised on the SEC network. Evenly played first half saw the teams tied at 26 at intermission. Kentucky jumped out with an 18-2 run during the first 8 minutes and 40 seconds of the second half to make it 44-28 and led the rest of the way. However, Texas responded with runs of 7-0, 6-0, 5-0 to get within 5 points at 51-46. And that would be as close as the Longhorns got the rest of the way. UK got its first three-pointer of the game by Andrew Harrison with 2:45 to play. That made the score 56-47. And Harrison's three extended UK's streak of 908 games with at least one triple. Texas got back within 56-51, but Willie Cauley-Stein clinched the win with a foul shot, alley-oop dunk, and 2 more free throws in the final 2 minutes, as Kentucky ended up a 63-51 winner. Cauley-Stein, by the way, a career-high 21 points, season-high 12 rebounds, also a season-high with 5 steals and added 3 blocks. Again, that's 21 points, career-high, season-highs with 12 rebounds and 5 steals and added 3 block shots, his first double-double of the season. Texas shot 29.8% from the field. Kentucky's held all 8 opponents under 40% shooting this season. That includes 5 games under 30%. UK entered the game holding opponents to just 27.9% from the field, leading the nation in that category. Texas won the rebounding 42-31. First time this season Wildcats have been out-rebounded. Key stat for the Wildcats: UK won turnovers 22-8 and won points off turnovers 19-7. Kentucky now 45-0 under Coach Calipari when holding the opponent to 55 or fewer points. Been notified that Coach Barnes has completed his radio show and is on the way to the podium. On another note tonight in UK athletics, the volleyball team began the NCAA tournament tonight with a 3-0 win over Oakland University. And tomorrow night we'll face Ohio State at 7 o'clock. Ohio State a 3-0 victor over Lipscomb. So that will be UK versus Ohio State tomorrow night, 7 o'clock at Memorial Coliseum, second round of the NCAA volleyball tournament. Reminder, when we get the coaches on the podium, if you will, please wait for the wireless microphone so that everyone can hear the question and we'll be able to get the transcription properly. So please ask for a wireless microphone before asking questions. Thank you.
That was I don't know if I've ever coached in a game where the size and the strength and the physicality was what it was, and I don't think. I'm sure if you ask the referees too, I don't think they probably ever have officiated a game like that. That was a big boy game, and thought both teams really competed, and baskets were really hard to come by. They made that what really was like an 18-2 run, but our guys, we knew we were going to play and fight back in it, and coming out that 10-0 run and really start the second half is what was really the difference. But defensively, I thought both teams really competed, and Willie Cauley-Stein was terrific. I mean, he was really the difference in the game.
Rick, what do you think it says about your guys that you crawled back into a 2-possession game with a minute to go?
We're good. I mean, I've told you, we're a good basketball team, and we're out of rhythm. I mean, I'm not going to deny that. I mean, you guys have seen us. I mean, Isaiah makes us a whole different team, but that's here or there. We came in here and with the attitude that we knew we could play and win, and my guys are disappointed, and they should be, because we offensively were better than what we played, but they had a lot to do with that. They did, and but there were some great things about our team. I thought Prince Ebay was terrific. He went in, battled, put fouls on them, and DeMarcus Hollins had to do whatever was needed at the guards post position, and he's done that. And but that was a hard fought basketball game. It was physical, and I mean, you look at it, both teams. I mean, well, they ended up shooting 37%, but rebounding wise, I mean, we did a great job on the boards, and we knew they would come out in the second half and get after that, and that hurt us too, the second half, because we really did a great job on the boards. But that stretch there, 10-0 run was the difference in the game, and that's where we needed John on the floor, and he picked up that early foul. He picked up 2 fouls that he can't, being a senior, he can't do, but he'll learn from it.
Rick, I was going to ask you about that 10-0 run and what exactly went wrong, and you just covered that. But what you feel like got you back into it?
Well, we fought, and defensively, the zone was good, and we probably played a little more zone than we wanted, but we worked through some serious foul trouble. I mean, serious foul trouble. And you look at it, I mean, DeMarcus Hollins out there. I thought the pressure in the backcourt, I didn't think that would really be a factor if we would attack it, but we knew shots would be tough in there, and we didn't get the ball movement that we wanted. But again, they had a lot to do with that. But bad decision, bad threes. We just started got 3 happy. Miles took 1, Kendall took 1, and Kendall turned it over. We didn't execute coming out of bounds plays where we didn't screen. And if they're going to switch, we got to slip, and those areas right there hurt us. But again, offensive rebounds. A couple times, even when they were getting that run going, we gave up some rebounds that we didn't give up in the first half.
Rick, what do you make of a guy like Cauley-Stein down here in the front? That a 7-footer that can get out and guard a guy on the perimeter, that can reach into those passing lanes and just do some things a lot of guys his size maybe don't.
What I think about him is I wish he was on my team. That's what I think about him. I mean, he's terrific, but and in the zone, he did some things in there, but I mean, we know he's a terrific player. I thought his composure. I mean, that was a hard physical game, and even the play when they called John Holmes on that play. I mean, we're not going to ever try to hurt anybody, and I don't know if I agree with the rule. I mean, 2 guys one's going to dunk, one's going to go make a play, and the rule is there's a collision like that, it's going to be a flagrant foul. But again, I think that was how hard that game was played. I don't think there was going to be anything easy at any point in time, but Willie Cauley-Stein, and I mean, he in the middle of the zone, he was terrific, and he affected the game every way you could affect it. His steals, I thought, getting around. I mean, most guys like that aren't even going to try to get around. They're just going to sit back there and let you get it and try to guard you. I mean, he does his work early, and he was very impressive.
Rick, just to follow up on that, I just wondered, is it Cauley-Stein's length or anticipation or will to do it?
I think it's a little bit of all of it. I mean, he played with effort and energy, and but he did a lot of things. I mean, again, he affected the game with his length, but he didn't use it. You got to work at it, and he did. He was getting around, posting, trying to get on the high side or low side, just deflections, and he was terrific. He really was.
Rick, how many of your turnovers would you attribute to just their sheer athleticism versus just bad mistakes on your part?
Well, there's a lot of bad. I mean, we dribbled at the start of the game. We were dribbling the ball off our net. I mean, that's, some of that's just, what excitement, nerves, whatever you want to call it. But those are the ones I just said. We just settled down, but we didn't move. We just we almost like we got stagnant. And all year, our whole thing has been based on flow, moving the ball. But when they're up there, we kept telling them, drive them. And the officials, because of the physicality of it, the officials got involved in the game. And so in that situation, you got to drive it. You got to, again, and we kept trying to encourage our guys to do it more, and not so much from the wings, but from the top, and get down the lane, and you can always get there and kick out. And I thought a few times we turned it over because guys weren't ready to shoot the ball because they had missed a couple of shots, and we can't do that. When you're open, you got to shoot the ball.
Coach, can you touch on your opening statement? You said you've never seen a college basketball game played the way it was tonight.
I'm just saying the size. It was a lot. At one time we had a zone out there where John Holmes was up top, and he's 6'7", 6'8", and you had the back line 7 foot, 6'10", 6'9", and then you put their guys out there. I tell you what it proves is that we need to go to the NBA lane. I'll tell you that. We need to space it out to get some space there, but they're big, we're big, and there just wasn't a lot of space to play out there. And both teams competed and played hard, and when they were beat, everything seems to be challenged. And that's what I expected from, I know John and his teams are going to compete, but I knew our team wasn't going to. Even when we were down 16, I knew we'd make a push to get back in it. And we actually had a chance to get it down to 2 or 3 a couple times, and didn't do what we needed to do. Okay, thank you guys.
Yes.
John, can you speak to Willie's play tonight, especially against a team that big?
Well, he was ridiculous today. Just so you know, at halftime, he played so well, I called he and Marcus in, and I said, Marcus, you're his backup today. When he wants to come out, you can come in. If he doesn't want to come out, you're not going to play a whole lot today. He's too good. And Willie said, hey, just be ready for me, but I'm going to try to go blow this out. And that's what he did. And I told my team I'll do that with other guys too. If somebody else is playing so well, Alex or Trey or Devin or Tyler or Andrew or Aaron. What happened today is our guards shot 4 for 27. And we won and got out-rebounded by 12 and won. What? How in the world did we? But we were making threes, 1 out of 12. What just happened? Ricky B was great after the game. He looks at me, he said, that was a big boys game, and it certainly was a big boys game. When they're good right now, but when they get that guard back that's out, they're legitimately, we could be seeing them hopefully right down in the last game. It's us and them. It could be that. I hope we're good enough to be that, but I see them being that kind of team. Defensively, both teams, that was ridiculous. It's hard to get a pass, just a rebound. And
John, just to follow up on that, Ricky B. Said that this game was like an argument for a wider NBA lane to give everybody some room.
Oh, it was ridiculous. I mean, and then the bodies are so big. I mean, you had so many big people on the floor at one time. I mean, I looked at Holmes before the game because, usually they'll say someone's 6'8", and then he comes in the game. How big is he? 6'6". He came out at the warm-ups. I'm like, holy jeez, he looks 6'10". So you got him, you got the other big, Lammert. I mean, they're huge. And then they come off the bench with two big guys. They're big. And neither of our guards played as well as hopefully they'll play. My four guards did not. We did all right. I mean, Andrew showed the courage that I know he has, which is why I put him in at the end. And I told him, you're going to make the play. You're the veteran. Make a play. He made that three in the corner that was huge that gave us some breathing room.
Cal, you said yesterday the best thing that could happen to you guys, they come right out and punch you in the mouth. What did you learn about some guys today?
What I wanted is we come out and play great defense and someone makes 10 straight shots, and we're doing everything right. And we come down and we go 2 for 10, and we're getting great looks. And I want to see if you can continue to play, continue to have fun, continue to fight, again, please don't think that I got away from platoons. I didn't. Just Willie played so well. We had some foul trouble. Someone plays well, you kind of slide them in on another platoon. I'm coaching the way I talked to Marcus Lee after. He said, Coach, I'm good. Willie was so good today, I accept it. I know how good he is.
John, you may not take much out of this, but from a ranking standpoint, you've beaten the two best teams in the Big 12 already this year. That's a pretty good league. Do you take anything out of that?
No. No, they're both really good teams. We got one on a neutral site, one at home. We didn't have to play them on their court. But they're both good teams. We're a good team. I mean, if we can figure out offensively what we have to do, and that's on me. That's not on these kids. We're still at about 50-60% where we need to be offensively. And so I've got to really do a better job of evaluating how we're playing, if it's the right way. I got to look at the shots we had when we missed these 12 threes. Were they good threes that we just missed, or were they bad shots? I don't know. I have to watch the tape. But we got to. The greatest thing is it's December, whatever it is, and our team's not nearly what it can be. We're just not.
John, you've had a team in the past statistically be the #1 defensive team in the country, another one that was ranked second statistically in the country. Is this one your best?
This is the longest team. What was my other one?
09 was ranked #1 defensive efficiency. 08 was #2 country defensive efficiency.
What about 2012?
I don't remember that. Maybe top 6, 7, I think I remember.
Ooh, that team was really good. I would, No, we're big. We're long. I was happy Alex played well. We need Alex to really give us something, and I thought he did. I keep telling these guys, in these situations, if we're a world-class team, you have a ball. You love it. You're having fun with it. Even if you're not playing well or we're not playing well, you figure it out and you keep enjoying it. So that's what I'm talking about to these guys.
Cal, we've seen some games where Willie just struggled against teams like this, physical teams like this. What's the difference now?
He's older, more mature. The biggest thing I'm working on him with our people and Kenny is he's got to come to wide bases when he comes to a stop. When his feet are really close, he's just got no balance. He just flops around. When he comes to that wide base, he's 7 foot and he just jump over the guy. I mean, he reaches up. Literally, he's shooting the ball and he's above the square shooting down. The other thing is I like the fact that he made free throws today. I like the fact that he's not afraid to shoot the ball in the middle. How about Dakari shooting that 15-footer? I want these guys to work on their games and then go do it in the game. We got guys in the gym at night, spending time, extra time. And again, one of the strengths of the team are our guards. Andrew and Aaron, what they did last year, what they're doing now, and now Tyler and Devin, and they didn't make a shot today. 4 for 27. You think about that.
John, I'm confused as to how you said you didn't abandon platoons. I mean, you subbed 2, 3, this guy, that guy. You played Willie 33,
Well,
Marcus 4.
what I'll do is I'm coaching to win a game.
Right.
But, so we platoon, someone gets in foul trouble. I'm still platooning, but there's a different guy in the platoon. I subbed, even in the second half, I went and put Devin and Tyler and all those guys in, and I went back with the other guys, but only 3 of them went in because the other guys were in foul trouble. I don't know what you call that, platoons. I don't know what you call it, but I'm not abandoning. What I'm doing is I'm making this about these kids. Now, the only guy that got left out was Marcus Lee. He got left out for a reason, which we talked about. The other kid, and I told the other players, if you're watching a player that's splitting minutes with you and he's not bringing it, go sub him out. Tell him, I'm splitting minutes with you. You got to respect that. You got to come and play. Doesn't mean you have to be great. Doesn't mean you have to make shots. It means you're going to bring energy. Someone inside there grabbed me and said, the energy that your team plays with for 40, and it's not that we're pressing. You notice and this guy, Rick is a terrific coach. Do you know what he did at the end of the first half? All you basketball bennies that were watching the game. He spread the court and did what? Just tried to beat us on the dribble. That's all he did. He just said, just drive them, because we spread out too much. And that's why in the second half we backed up a little bit. So we weren't spread going nuts 35 feet out. But it's something that we got to work on and think about what we're doing. But I loved our post defense. I loved that we were switching different things, that we were playing guys, driving, rotating, cracking back. We did a lot of good things. Defensively, we're at about 70%. Offensively, we're at about 50%, which is a good thing because I want this team to get better.
John, when the lead was down to 5 and you called time and 1:37 to go and you went to Willie, I don't know if that was intentional, but what should we draw from seeking a clutch guy in a clutch situation?
No, what we were doing is we were running an offense that it didn't matter who's making the play. What I like is Willie wanted to make the play. See, guys that make those clutch or game winners are not afraid to miss the game winner. Now, if I see a guy in that situation have a play that he can make and he won't make the play because you're out. You can't be afraid to make the play. Well, I haven't made a shot all game. Well, then you shouldn't be in then, if that's how you're thinking. So you haven't made a shot all day. Just make that one to win the game. Then you walk off and they say, boy, he played great. What are you talking about? That's the only shot he made. But that's the mentality we got to be in. And everybody's going to come after it. It's everybody's Super Bowl. The beginning of that game was vicious. I mean, there were, every arms flying, bodies flying, hips flying, dudes driving right at people. I mean, and us too, we were all doing the same thing. I thought it was a dogfight, and their dogs were bigger in the first half. Let me just put it that way. I haven't watched any tape on Eastern, but I'm going to tonight or tomorrow, probably tomorrow. And I know they shoot 33s a game. I know they have 5 guys that they play Princeton, and their 5-man is like a 3. They shoot 33-point shots a game. They've beaten some good people. They've lost to BYU and somebody else. So they're on the radar, but I have not watched any tape.
Thanks, everyone.